Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today I was supposed to be pranking you guys because it's April Fool's Day. I hope you guys have a happy April Fool's. Hopefully no one pranked you too bad, but yeah, today we were supposed to do that, but I couldn't think of anything to do. So instead, what I thought would be a better idea is I would recommend you guys to go watch some comedy movies and be more specific, one every day. So it's like April Fools is a like funny kind of day. So I thought maybe we do 30 comedy days movie recommendations for you guys to watch from the 1st to the 30th. So I'm going to be going through them and giving you guys movies maybe you can go out and watch, maybe just watch them every single day. So maybe for day one, we'll head on to that one. Day one, The Anchorman or Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. So if you don't know what this movie's about, if you're sleeping under a rock for some reason, he's an anchorman, which is that's the name of the movie. An anchorman is like a news reporter, the guys who do all the news stuff. He's like the top dog of it, and he basically has a whole team there, and they're kind of like funny. It's really good. You should go watch it for day one. There is a second movie, so if you watch number one and you feel you haven't got enough Anchorman in you, there's a number two. You can watch it. And number two is also just as good, I would say. I think I maybe even watched two before I watched one. I don't know why I did that, but I think it was just on TV and I watched it and I was like, shit, I should go watch Anchorman because two is good. Yeah, if like I said, if you don't know Ron Burgundy, he's been like placed everywhere. Steve Carell has like played him. Steve Carell. Steve Carell is in the movie, but I mean Will Ferrell. He's kind of played the character outside of the movie too. I think he's done like Comedy Central roast with the character. But yeah, that would be my recommendation for day one. Go and watch Anchorman. Like I said, if you finish watching number one, you want to watch another movie, there is an Anchorman too, so you could watch both of them.
Well, that's going to do it for all of us here at Channel 4 News. You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Damn it! Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter? For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
In the day, but let's get into the next one. The next one for day two. This is day two's movie is Step Brothers. Now, Step Brothers is really funny. It's like one of the earlier comedies that I watched, like when I started getting into comedy movies. The concept is basically two brothers that are step brothers, but what makes it funny is these are two adult men, and kind of like I'm sure there's movies that you've seen where like two kids are step brothers and they come in and they kind of like prank each other. There's got to be some sort of movie out there like that, but that's kind of the concept of it. But which makes this so great is they do that like child antics to each other, but they're two full grown ass men doing it, and it slaps. For that, I would say that is my day two recommendation. Go watch Step Brothers.
Job. I told her it'd count as her Christmas present, so...
No, I'm never gonna work for you.
Fine, I don't care. Truth is, I just smoked a J out in my car a few minutes ago, so feeling a little spacey. You know what I'm saying? What's up with you, man? What you looking at, Kemosabe? You want to punch me right now? You want to punch me right now, but you won't. You want to punch me too, Brennan? You guys both look like you might want to hit me in the face. You do, I can tell. Well, why don't you do it? Why don't you punch me in the face? Punch me in the fucking face! Oh! 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 Oh, shit! Oh, my shoulder! That was awesome!
Day three, I'm gonna put a classic. Is Ted. Well, I say classic, but maybe it's not really classic. But I'm gonna put Ted. I do believe there's two Ted movies. There's also a Ted series. I didn't really enjoy the Ted series, but we're not really talking about the Ted series. I said series, but there's only one series. I don't know if they've got any more seasons. I watched a few episodes, didn't really enjoy it. But yeah, Ted 1, if you don't know the concept, it's a kid who doesn't really have friends, so he wishes upon a star that he wishes he could have his teddy bear could be his friend or something. and it fucking works. The teddy bear comes alive, and it's his best friend. And obviously, they show you how they are as adults. Like I said, like with movie number one, if you've watched Ted and you want to watch another movie, there's another one, so you can watch that. And if you want to watch the series, I don't really like the series. I don't think it's that great. You can go and watch the series, but that would be my day 3 movie recommendation.
I don't understand. 35 years old and you're still scared of a little thunder.
I am not.
Thunder Buddies for life, right, Johnny?
Fucking right.
All right, come on, let's sing the thunder song.
All right.
When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your Thunder Buddy and say these magic words. Fuck you, Thunder, you can suck my dick. You can't get me, Thunder, cause you're just God's farts. Hey, Laurie, can you set the alarm for 11 a.m.? I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow.
Let's go to day 4, and this is a good one. This actually could be a classic. Is day 4, I recommend you to go watch the 40-year-old version. Now, this just same as the other ones, this is like self-explanatory. The movie concept is about a guy who is a 40-year-old version. The thing that makes it funny is when he acts like he's not. So he works at a convenience store. I think it's like, yeah, it is a convenience store. And basically, his co-workers find out that he's not a virgin, and the whole movie is like a plan to try and get him laid, and it just kind of always goes wrong until, like, obviously maybe something happens, maybe it doesn't. You'll have to watch the movie. But it's a really good movie. This is Steve Carell is in it. It's so good. That would be my day 4 recommendation.
So what was the titties like, bro?
Yeah, describe her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she had great tits.
Oh, no. But I mean, like, detail, though. Does she have, like, you know them little pink teeny nipples?
Oh, yeah.
Or like the long National Geographic nipples?
Long.
You have, like, the bumpy Braille nipples, the Stevie Wonders?
Yeah, they were nice. You know, when you grab a woman's breast and you feel it, and it feels like a bag of sand when you're touching it.
Bag of sand?
You know what I mean. Why don't we just play? Why don't we just deal the cards?
What are you talking about?
Have you ever felt a breast before, man?
Yes.
Dude, are you gay?
No, I'm not gay. I've been with tons of women.
I touched a guy's balls at Hebrew school once.
Dude, it's not a big deal. You like to fuck guys. I'm cool with it. I got friends that fuck guys in jail.
Now moving on to day 5. For day 5, I've got Police Academy. Now, Police Academy is a classic. This is a true classic. It's back in the day. If you don't know what it is, it's basically police cadets training in the academy to become actual police officers. Now, there's quite a lot of Police Academy movies. I believe there's like 7, if I'm correct. I don't know. So if you have maybe a day off and you just want to lie around watching movies on day 5, then maybe just go and watch all the Police Academy movies. But yeah, I would recommend Police Academy. I think it's really funny. There's unique characters. There's a little action too, so it's like a kind of action comedy. It's really funny. The characters are really good. All the cops are funny. It's a good movie. Number 1 is solid, and then like I said, if you want to watch the rest, there's a shitload. Like, you can just binge watch on day 5. Now moving on to day 6, my recommendation is going to be Rat Race. Now, I watched Rat Race when I was like a child, or kind of a child, maybe early teenagers. The concept of Rat Race is a bunch of millionaires get together, and what they do is they kind of each pick a person, or these people are randomly selected. I can't remember exactly how it is. And then what happens is they bet on who is going to win this race. Now, the race is basically, they tell these people, if you get to the end of the finish line, there's a bag of money there. I can't remember the amount of money it is, but the first one to get to the end there gets the money. And these millionaires bet on who they think is going to win the race, and that's why it's called the Rat Race. It's really funny. You got like Mr. Bean is in there and all them. It's another movie that just has, it's a unique concept that they came up with, and it's just so good. It just works. The characters are funny. There's all these little side quests that's going on, and all the things that they get like put through. These like it's not just a normal race. Like they get stalled. There's pit stops and shit that they get hit with. Not like by the contestants, it's just like in real life stuff that happens. It's a really good movie, you should go watch it. It's one of my favorites.
Excuse me, I'm in a race. Excuse me. It's a race.
Now let's move on to day 7, completing the first week. I've got Good Burger. Good Burger slaps. This is one of the best movies I've probably watched. Good Burger slaps. The main character is so good. Ed is crazy. He's just like stupidly funny. And he's just oblivious to most things, but it's so good. The one thing he does slap with is burgers. I do think Good Burger did get a number 2. I don't think I watched it. I don't. But yeah, if you want to watch number 2, you can. I think I did watch it. I don't think I really liked it. I can't remember. I don't think I actually watched it. But I did see there is a Good Burger 2. I don't think it's as good as number 1. Number 1 is though. It's gold. You gotta watch number 1. If you got time, go watch number 2. I can't remember it.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
But let's move on to day 8. Day 8, I've got The Nutty Professor. Now this is a really good movie. Eddie Murphy's the main actor for it. So essentially the concept of he's the super smart guy. He's a professor. He works in a lab. I think he kind of has the hots for one of the, I think she works at the lab also. I can't remember if she works at the lab or not, but he has this crush on this lady, but it kind of feels like a friendship thing, and he thinks it's because he's fat. So he comes up with this like cure to kind of make himself skinny so they can be more appealing to people, or to her, because he thinks that's why she doesn't like him. He takes it and yeah, boom, it works, and there's some crazy shit that happens, a little twist there. I won't spoil it if you haven't watched The Nutty Professor, but it's really good. And then yeah, like I said, I won't spoil it, but it's good. It's really, there's a lot of comedy in it. It's really funny. I think Eddie Murphy does a really good job with the character. I would say that would be my day 8 recommendation.
Hear me. That's all muscle. Oh. You fat. I'm muscle.
Oh, look at my little Bill. He's a little Hercules. Show me muscle again. Oh, Hercules.
Going to watch that. Now let's move on to day 9. Now my recommendation for day 9, Horrible Bosses. Horrible Bosses, the first one was so good. It's again, it's one of these movies that come up with a unique concept, and it's just, everyone has that has days where they just don't like their bosses, or you do have that thought like, oh man, I wish I could get rid of my boss. And this is kind of that whole process of the 3 of them coming together to try and get rid of their bosses, and then obviously shit goes down, and yeah, that's the concept. It's 3 guys, 3 friends, they come together and they all make a plan to kind of get rid of their bosses, and it just kind of goes south. There's the number 2. I don't think the number 2 hits as hard as what number 1 does. So again, it's like one of those recommendations. If you finish number 1, you got time, go watch number 2 then, I suppose.
Hey, Kurt, come in.
Margie, I wanted to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And if there's anything I can do, obviously, to help you out before the baby gets here, just let me know.
What baby?
Your baby.
I'm not pregnant.
So I'm just touching you. Yay.
Now let's move on to day 10. Day 10, I've got Vacation. Now I don't know if you remember Vacation. It's a very old movie from it's kind of basically on the family goes on a vacation. It's really old. I can't remember the name of the main actor. I'll put something on the screen. But yeah, he basically takes his family on a vacation, and it's just full with like weird turns and stuff. But it's really funny. This is kind of like, I think they opened the door to like comedy movies, doing family vacation movie things. It's really good. It's a solid movie. It's a solid like old school movie that kind of, like I said, opened the door to this kind of genre of comedy movies that came out from there. In my opinion, it opened the door.
Pardon me. I wonder if you could tell me how to get back on the expressway.
Hey, fuck your mama.
Thank you very much.
It's one of the good ones. Let's move on to number 11, which is day 11, and I've got Hot Fuzz. So the concept of Hot Fuzz is basically there's a cop that gets moved, or transfers to a new town, and it's kind of like dead quiet. There's just no crime that happens. It turns out the town is basically a local. There's like a kind of like a cult or something like that, and then there's a killer that goes around who's part of this cult, killing people, and he's obviously investigating what's going on here, and his partner is kind of oblivious that there's a cult. But it's really funny. It's like it blends the lines really well between action and comedy. I may have spoiled a little bit by saying the cult. Shouldn't have said that. It should have said killer, but yeah, it's good. That would be my day 11 recommendation. Now,
Jog on.
let's move on to day 12. Day 12, I've got Idiocracy. Idiocracy, I think that's what it's called. So Idiocracy is basically a movie where I can't remember how the guy gets there, but there's a guy that's like considered probably dumb in the normal world. He somehow gets, like I said, I'm blanking on how he gets to this world. He gets to this other world. It's like a mirror image of Earth, and he gets sent to prison. And if you go to prison, you have to do all these tests they give you. He does an IQ test, and he smashes the IQ test. And everyone's like, "Holy shit, he's the smartest man on the planet." And it just turns out the planet is very stupid, and he doesn't understand how people didn't get it higher than that, because it's a really stupid test. It's a simple, and basically he gets put into like a government role in this on this planet, and then I think the whole concept is him trying to get back to his place. But yeah, it's a good movie. I watched it a really long time ago, so I'm a little bit blurry on what happened. I maybe should have looked it up a little bit, but that is going to be my day 12. That will be a little crumble for you guys to go investigate, because I didn't really do a good job promoting it. But yeah, that will be day 12, Idiocracy.
I'm the Secretary of State. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because they pay me every time I do. It's a really good way to make money.
Go check that out. Now let's move to day 13. For day 13, I've got Scary Movie. I kind of love the scary movies, because it's just kind of like it's like kind of it steps on the toes of Scream, but it does its own thing with its comedy and everything, and the little like collab teasers. And these are like those rip-off movies that came, and I think Scary Movie is kind of like what opened the door to all these rip-off movies that came, that followed through. It's really good, and there's a bunch of them too. I think there's even 6 or 7, and I did see there is going to be a new one coming out soon. I think possibly this year or next year. I can't remember the date they teased, or the year they teased. But there's a new one coming out. I believe there's like 6 or 7 of them. I can't remember. But yeah, some of them are dumb, but most of them, especially the earlier ones, are really funny. They got really unique concepts. Go and watch Scary Movie 1, and like I said, if you maybe have a day off and you just want to laze around, watch them, fly through all the scary movies. They're good.
Grandma! Baby!
for day 14, we've got Rush Hour, one of the GOATs. Rush Hour is probably one of the GOATs of comedy movies. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are the main actors in this movie. Now the concept is kind of, I think China comes to do some negotiations with America, and Jackie is like the president or like a higher up, someone I can't remember the I think it's a president of China. Jackie's like the bodyguard, and then there's an assassination attempt, and I do believe there's maybe a kidnapping. I should have done a little bit of looking into it, but that's basically what happens. And then Jackie is trying to investigate who is behind all this shit, and he has to get partnered with an American cop because it happened in America. So they partner him up with Chris Tucker, and then they kind of go on this investigation. It's so funny. It's got some of the best comedy jokes in there, and there's 3 movies. So if you watch number 1, you can go and watch 2 afterwards, and 3. So it's a bonus day. Yeah, go check those on day 14. They were really, really good. It's a really good trilogy. Go watch that. But yeah, if you don't have time to watch all 3, watch number 1. It's the best one.
Damn, Chin. Some greasy shit. You ain't got no better food, like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
Chinese food, no soul food here.
I didn't say nothing about no soul food. I said you got some better food. I don't want that greasy shit. How you gonna sell a big box of grease?
Chili
what?
Come on. I'm no punk bitch.
I ain't no punk bitch neither.
I'm no punk bitch.
Knock that head off.
Now let's move on to day 15. Speaking of cops, I've got Let's Be Cops on day 15. This is really funny. It's again a movie that kind of takes a unique-ish kind of concept and kind of plays with it, and it's really good. Let's Be Cops is basically, the concept is they go to a costume party dressed as cops, but they misread what the costume party is. So it's kind of like, I don't know if you know this fancy dress costume party where they wear the masks. That's kind of what the costume party was. He misreads the thing, so they go as cops. Everyone at the thing believes that they're cops. They became cops. So for some reason they just go with it, and they have fun with it. They're on their way home. They pass 2 cops who also think they're cops, which I don't understand how, but they also. And then one of the guys kind of just goes, "Fucking let's actually play around with this. Let's be cops." Even gets a car and everything, and then they kind of like get stuck into some criminal shit. And yeah, it's really good. You should go, guys. Should go check it out. It's a good movie. That will be my day 15 recommendation.
We gotta get the information out of him about what's in those crates. He doesn't even speak English, dude. Oh, then we torture him. You're the mysterious one. You have got to be bad cop. So now I'm torturing him? Hey, who said anything about torture, Your Honor? You just did, like 3 sentences ago. Shut up, dude. This is a serious moment. Make him talk. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, born ready. Listen to me, you little dick snacks.
Moving on to day 16, I've got Identity Theft. Now Identity Thief is so funny. It's one of, like, I would say arguably one of like the more newer age movies. I say new age, but I think this came out like 2010, 2011, around about that time. It's so good. It's really good. The concept is there's this lady who steals people's identities all the time, and then she basically uses their credit card, uses their name to go open credit cards and shit like that, and just put them through fucking debt. And then she just moves on to people, and she lives her life like that. And this one guy she does it to, he says, "Fuck that, I'm gonna track this fucking person down and get back my identity." And yeah, they kind of get locked into each other's like world, and then they have to go through this whole journey together and blah blah blah. The rest you guys can go find out for yourselves. But that would be my day 16 recommendation.
How is it that we're getting on that plane? I already have my ticket, and I brought cash for yours.
Are we both gonna show our Sandy Bigelow Patterson, same birthday, everything at the same time? Let the airline just have a field day with that, or? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Son of a bitch! Well, we're driving now. We're driving then.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that.
You've gotta feel so dumb.
Please don't.
Moving on to day 17, I've got a classic of rip-offs. Now, I know I said Scary Movie is kind of what opened the door. I think Scary Movie is kind of what made it popular, but this is like the first rip-off movie that I ever watched. It's called Spaceballs. It's essentially a Star Wars rip-off. So they take the whole Star Wars like movie thing and then just kind of make fun with it. It's really funny. It's one of the first. It is like the first rip-off movie that I kind of got into. I do think it's it's definitely older than fucking Scary Movie, but it's really good. It's one of the funniest things. Like one of the I'll give you like a little movie moment. I'll put it up here. Is they tell them to comb the desert, which means basically to like walk and like search to see if they can see anyone, and they're walking around with these giant combs. And then they ask the one guy, "Hey, did you find anything?" And he goes, "Man, I ain't find shit." It's so good. You gotta watch Spaceballs on day 17. Really good. There's
Sir?
What?
Are we being too literal?
No, you fool. We're following orders. We were told to comb the desert, so we're combing it.
Found anything yet? Nothing yet, sir. How about you?
Not a thing, sir.
What about you guys? We ain't found shit.
go to day 18, and this one I have Borat. Borat kind of like took over. I can't remember the guy's name. He has other characters too, but Borat is like what really also like popped off, especially for movies. There's two. I think there was recently they made another one. The Borat movies are really fun. It's because they kind of like they follow like a story for him about like being in America, and he's from Kazakhstan, and it's like a funny story. But while they're following this like story for him, they do like in real life filming of him being in like just live out in the open with people. It's really funny. You guys should go watch Borat. If you haven't watched Borat, go watch it on day 18. And
what's up with the vanilla face?
And like I said, there's another movie, so you can finish Borat. You really love it, go watch the other one. Now let's move on to day 19. For day 19, I have got Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. This is so good. Jim Carrey is the main character. Essentially what happens is he goes on like a loop. It's like kind of like he gets hired to figure out, his main job is like he gets hired to find pets or missing pets and stuff like that. And he kind of gets looped into this investigation that first involves like a pet, and then it turns out it's not just with the pet, it's like a whole bigger thing. The pet is not really like a person's pet, it's like a football team's pet. It's kind of the mascot. It's the Miami Dolphins have a dolphin in it that swims for them. I don't know if this was actually a thing back in the day, if they actually had a dolphin. If you guys support the Miami Dolphins, let me know. It's an NFL team, for those of you who don't know what what I was talking about. Yeah, so that he's basically trying to find the dolphin. That's his main thing. And then obviously the cops are trying to find who the hell is behind this. But yeah, it's really good. I think there's like two or three movies. I can't remember. But they're all good. They're really funny. They got like stupid comedy, but it just works with the character and everything.
She said she heard a scream. Is that right, ma'am?
Right.
And you said you had to open the balcony door when you keyed into the room?
Yeah, that's true.
You're certain you had to open this door?
Yeah, I'm certain.
What's the point, Ventura? Only this.
Yeah, that's what I'll recommend on day 19. Now let's go to day 20, and I've got Mr. Bean, the movie. Now if you've watched the Mr. Bean series and you saw the little antics and stuff, the movie is really good. I wouldn't say it's better than the series, because the series is just kind of unique. The movie though is really, really, really funny. Go watch it. It's about Mr. Bean going to America. He meets this family and he kind of like does, I don't know, random shit with the family, and it's really funny. I'd give that my recommendation for day 20. Let's move on to day 21. I've got 21 Jump Street for day 21, and yes, I did plan that one. But yeah, 21 Jump Street was really good. It's basically about two cops that go undercover as high school students to find like a drug that's going around in the school. And they're undercover the whole time while like acting as high school kids. I think it's high school, or is it college? I think it's either high school or college. I can't remember. And it's really good. There's a lot of comedy. There is some action. It's good. I recommend it. It's really funny. It's with, I can't remember the guy's name now. It was Channing Tatum and damn, I can't remember his name now. It's blank my mind, but it's good. And there is a 22 Jump Street. That you would think that'd be my recommendation for 22, but no, I wasn't gonna do that to you guys.
And my partner, he want to see the product.
When he talking?
My name is Jeff. It's Jefe, man.
So if you watch this one, you want to go watch the other one. I do think 21 is better than 22. So yeah, you guys can go watch those. Those are good for day 22. Let's move on to day 22. I've got The Hangover, GOAT movie. Number 1 is the best. I don't know how many they made. They made 2 or 3. Hangover Part 1 or Hangover is so good. And again, it's a movie that takes a unique concept and runs with it. So the plot of the movie is basically they have a bachelor party and they get absolutely smashed on the night out and they have a massive hangover. They forget what happened and they lose the groom. I think it is the groom, right? Like the guy who's gonna get married, I think that's what it's called. They lose him, and the whole movie is them trying to find him, to try to figure out what the fuck happened, where is he, and that's kind of the whole movie. And they run into a bunch of antics and they figure out all the shit that they did that they couldn't remember. Yeah, good movie. Like I said, I think there's 2 or 3. I can't remember if they made a third one or if there is only 2. But that will be my day 22 recommendation.
Feeling better? You alright? You warm enough?
I don't know. Come feel my balls and tell me. I've been locked in a fucking icebox all day. Hey, Alan, you want my awesome sunglasses? You just asked Chow. You don't have to kill me.
Chow, nobody killed you. You were already dead. You didn't have a pulse.
Oh, you never do blow before? Sometime your heart start up again. Read a book.
Look, I'm sorry. We're just having a bad day.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Chow.
So go check that out. Now let's move on to day 23. And for day 23 I have The Longest Yard. This is probably the longest I've spoken on a video. So yeah, The Longest Yard. The Longest Yard is is an absolute gem. You've got basically what it is. The concept is it's a bunch of prisoners that play football against, I think, gods. I don't know, against the gods. And there's like a whole build up to them practicing and playing this game. And I don't know if people come and watch them. I think there's people. It's like a whole big thing. I don't know in the movie if it's an actual like, if it was ever a thing. It's prisoners versus gods. It's a big football game. So the whole movie is Adam Sandler's character is basically going around the prison recruiting people for the team, and he's training them for it because he is a footballer. The way he got into prison was he got a DUI, and someone kind of pushed the DUI a little further, and he got put into prison to serve. And then I think he has a bet with the warden that he could train prisoners to beat him in a football game, and that's kind of the concept of it. I may have butchered it a little bit because I watched it a long time ago, but it is so good. It is really good. You gotta go watch it.
Who we gonna crush? The gods! Who we gonna kill? The gods! Who we gonna kiss? The gods! Gotcha!
Super funny. Day 24, The Interview. The Interview is really, really good. So the concept here is basically it's two guys that are part of this interview team. They go, they actually get a sit-down interview scheduled with Kim Jong-un from North Korea that no one could get done. Only he could get it. And they go to North Korea to do this interview. And obviously the American government wants him to like give them intel and shit like that. And it's a whole fucking massive story. It's really, really good. It's a unique concept from back in the day that they came up with. It's really good. James Franco and Seth Rollins are the main characters. They do a really, really good job with the interview. It's so good. That will be my day 24 recommendation.
We are same, but different, but still same.
Now let's move on to Payday, the 25th. Number 25, day 25, I have Pineapple Express. Now, I have this one because I watched it once, it was so good. The concept is basically, I think it's like, it's a drug related thing. They get themselves caught up with the drug stuff, and then this one guy kind of betrays them. If I remember correctly, that is what happens, and then it kind of like just goes on and on and on, and it leads into this massive chaotic thing. But it's really, really funny. You guys should go watch Pineapple Express. Again, the same two actors from the interview movie are in it with a bunch of other ones. But it's really good. You guys should go watch that. I would recommend to go watch that.
Okay. Even if he found that roach, how could he know where you are?
Heat-seeking missiles, bloodhounds, foxes, barracudas.
I'm kind of flabbergasted when you say things like that. It's weird.
Thank you.
Not a compliment.
Moving on to day 26, I have Meet the Parents. Now, Meet the Parents is really good. I do think there's like 2 or 3 follow-ups after it. It's essentially guy meeting his wife's parents or his girlfriend's parents for the first time, and just it doesn't go his way. But it's really good. It's one of my favorite movies that I watched growing up, comedy movies. It's also, again, I think it opens the door to like that kind of stuff. They spend the weekend there, and then he just can't make a good impression on the dad, and shit just keeps going wrong for him. But it's really funny. I'd recommend going watching that. And like I said, I think the other movies, Meet the Fockers, is they go and meet his family for the second movie. I believe that is what it's called. I think there's 2 or 3 movies. There might even be another one. I can't remember. But let's go to day 27, and we have a true classic, Johnny English. Johnny English is a secret agent. It's kind of one of those movies where the agent is just super dumb, but also really good at the same time at his job. So Johnny English is kind of like I said, it's a secret agent. He accepts this mission, goes on the mission, and it's just fun and spy antics. There's a bunch of spy movies, but I think Johnny English does it really, really well to blend that, like, there's action, he's funny, it's just an overall good movie. Go watch Johnny English. There is also a number 2, I think it's called Reborn, Johnny English Reborn. That one was also surprisingly pretty good. So I'd say go watch that.
Johnny English, I'm here to see Pegasus. Still, no sense rushing things.
There are some items you need to...
Let's move on to day 28. I have Grown Ups. And because I'm going to be 28 this year, I thought I'd put out a 28 because it's time to grow up. That's crazy to only say that now. But anyway, yeah, Grown Ups is so good. So basically what Grown Ups is, it's like 5 best friends. They meet up after like years at this like lake house, and they kind of just do like they meet up there with their families, and they just kind of have like a weekend together. The reason they're meeting up is because of the death of their basketball coach. So they thought this is the perfect time for them all to come together for his funeral, and after the funeral they'll spend the weekend together catching up and just kind of having some fun together as friends. I thought it was really good. There is another one, number 2. I don't think it hits as hard as number 1, but I recommend going and watching that.
Eric, hon, it's your mom.
Hello, Mommy.
For day 28, now let's go on to day 29, is The Naked Gun. Surprisingly, they're going to do another Naked Gun this year. I think it comes out in August. I'm quite hyped to see how that's going to work out. And there's a bunch of Naked Gun movies. Naked Gun is basically kind of like with the Johnny English. It's like he's a detective. He's surprisingly very stupid, but also gets the job done. And that's kind of the movie. It's like a true like comedy cop, like one of the first to do it, detective things. It's really funny. I think that's also when the famous like the meme slap the audience slap on their heads. That's where that meme comes from. The Naked Gun is one of the goats, and like I said, there's a few. So if you want to watch end of the month, Snuggle Love on the 29th, and watch some cool movies, I would recommend go watch The Naked Gun and the whole series, because there could be more. There could be another one coming out. As far as what I read, there is going to be one.
Oh, Drebin, I don't want any more trouble like you had last year on the South Side. Understand? That's my policy.
Yes, well, when I see 5 weirdos dressed in togas stabbing a guy in the middle of the park in full view of 100 people, I shoot the bastards. That's my policy.
That was a Shakespeare in the Park production of Julius Caesar, you moron. You killed 5 actors. Good ones.
Let's get into the last day, day 30. And what a fitting movie this is for the last days. This is the end. If you haven't seen This Is the End, it's basically a bunch of Hollywood actors come to this house party, and while they're having this house party, the end of the world fucking happens, the apocalypse happens, or whatever they call it, and only good hearted people get shot up to the heavens. The rest get left behind and have to deal with like the apocalypse, basically, with the earth. And this is kind of like, there's the whole house of actors in there dealing with the apocalypse situation and trying to figure out how to get like what's going on, what to do, how do they ration everything. It's really, really funny, and it's really interesting concept to take. Yeah, I would say that would be my day 30.
I'm not an idiot. I know why you guys don't fucking call me or hang out with me anymore. Because I party so fucking hard. Always have. Ever since I was a baby. I wouldn't just suck on my mama's titties. I would fucking bang them and Motorboat them. Everything I've been doing, it's just been a cry for help. When I came on your magazine, James, it was a come for help. Just been crying and coming and crying and coming. Tears from the tip of my penis.
And that is it for my 30 days of comedy. Let me know in the comments down below if you don't agree with some of them, or you have other videos that you would recommend. Or let me know if you had a 30 days of comedy, what would your 30 movies be of comedies? But yeah, if you have watched them, then maybe comment down at the end of April and say, hey, I had a great time, or thanks for the recommendations. Do it again next year maybe. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.